Welcome back to the news at 10. First Bank of Nigeria Limited has rewarded its first money agents for promoting easy financial services across the country. The CEO of First Bank of Nigeria Limited, Mr. Adesola Adeduton, says the bank has so far created over 40,000 access points and provided over 150,000 indirect jobs through its First Money initiative. He was speaking at an awards ceremony in Lagos where he hinged on the essence of promoting financial inclusion in Nigeria.
From the cocktail, everyone moves into this hall, packed to capacity, with the management, staff and agents of First Bank of Nigeria Limited. It's the bank's first outing with its financial agents in a celebratory mood. It's an award night where exceptional agents will be rewarded. The CEO of First Bank of Nigeria Limited, Adesola Adeduton, maintains that the bank has positioned itself for financial inclusion through its First Money initiative.
The gap between the high-tech savvy and the low-literacy clients has been breached as the First Money agent network represents a convenient and comfortable alternative for customers who are uneasy with sophisticated digital channels.
It's that time when everyone waits with bated breath. The award is in 3 parts: the state, regional and national categories.
Simon also gets a check of 250,000 naira.
The big winner of the night emerges, an agent in Utako Market, Abuja.
I am very happy. Very happy, and I thank First Bank very well for giving me this award.
The group executive, e-business and retail products, Chuma Ezirim, lets us into the selection process.
We used the volume of transactions that each agent carries out in his or her location. So in each state, the agent that had the highest number of transactions in terms of volume, and also value, emerged the winner for the state.
With the First Money platform, time and travel costs in accessing financial services are saved, even in rural areas. And that is just one of the reasons First Bank affirms its leading role in the banking sector.
And that'll lead us to more business news now. Here's Anne Wawodo.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Amarachi. Good evening and welcome to Business News. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria has asked the federal government to adopt Arik Air as a national carrier rather than trying to set up a new airline from scratch. The managing director of AMCON, Mr. Ahmed Kuru, made this known in Abuja, the nation's capital, when he appeared before the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions led by Senator Ubasani and Senator Orji Uzokalu. Mr. Kuru explains that Arik Air had been reconstructed and repositioned on the path of growth and profitability since it was taken over by AMCON in February 2017. The AMCON boss also asked the 9th Assembly to reform the aviation sector, as that will enable the country's airlines to remain in business for many years to come. And it's a bright start for stock markets in Nigeria. The final trading week of October following mixed sector performance, renewed bargain hunting, and of course positive market breadth for all the sectors. Let's join Edidiong Ewang for the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The last trading week in the month of October starts off in the positive territory as the all-share index ended Monday's trading session up by 0.14%. Now today's gains were largely driven by the industrial goods counter, which added 1.58%, thanks to Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, and consumer goods, which was also up by 0.10%. On the flip side, insurance, banking and oil and gas ended the day negative. Total turnover of shares traded were higher compared to Friday's session as 485.89 million units worth 1.07 billion naira changed hands in over 3,800 transactions. Shares of Veritas Capital Assurance were the most traded for the day as 346.68 million units of that stock were traded, and that's accounting for more than 60% of the total turnover. And these are the top 3 gainers and losers for the day. Well, that's the Stock Market Report. I am Edidion Iwang.
Thank you, Edidion. LG Electronic has unveiled its new dual-cool premium floor standing air conditioner into the Nigerian market. According to the president, LG Electronics Middle East and African region, it says the LG Electronics has come a long way in supporting millions of households in quality, cutting-edge technological products.
A crowd of LG customers gather for the launch of the LG Dual Cool air conditioner. Without wasting time, the new Dual Cool premium air conditioner with premium service is unveiled to the admiration of all by LG Electronics. The management of the global electronics company says the dual premium design is an art of technology inspired by a form of round pillar that sends wind anywhere and everywhere.
All the advantages come from the multiple function. InQ, smartphone, and then we have also function for the air purifier and then dehumidifier and then auto drying function. So it is not just the air cooling air conditioner, it is a kind of the air solution system.
The new LG Dual Cool air conditioner comes with new functions.
It gives more. For the value of what you're paying, it definitely gives you more. It circulates across the room 150 degrees. So most definitely, I think a lot of people will like it. And because it's also standalone, no need to think about hanging things up or breaking things or working with the remote control. It's definitely smart thinking and it's forward thinking as well as innovative. So I think it would definitely do well.
The product is not only an air conditioner, it's a air purifier and air dehumidifier. It helps like removing humidity from air. Again, it's a very beautiful piece of art which you can put at home, and it helps you decorate your room with. I'm very, very sure the Nigerian environment and Nigerian consumer needs such a product. Those who can afford the product, they will rush for it.
Thank you. LG Electronics says the new range of ACs can be found at any Fuani Nigeria Limited outlet, evenly spread across the country.
And just like the Nigerian stock market, it's a similar picture of green arrows across board for major global stock markets around the world. Strong earnings and progress in U.S.-China trade talks boosted investors' sentiments at the close of business. Let's see the closing numbers for today. That's Business News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawodo. It's back to you, Amarachi.
You First. First Bank.
Thanks, Anne. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson insists on trying again to convince MPs to approve a December 12 general election, despite their rejecting his plan tonight. He would now publish a bill that would only need a simple majority to pass, not 2/3 as required in previous attempts. Here's Simon Pusey with more international news in Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. The European Union has agreed to delay Brexit until the 31st of January 2020. It plans to grant a so-called flextension, which means if the British Prime Minister gets his withdrawal agreement through Parliament, the UK could leave the EU in less than 3 months. But Boris Johnson still believes Brexit should happen this Thursday, and the government says it will continue planning for a no-deal outcome.
The draft decision to extend Article 50 contains 3 possible dates, one of which is even 1st of December, because that depends on when the withdrawal agreement will be ratified. So everything else, whether a candidate for commissioner will be needed or not for the 1st of December, we can discuss back then.
A 25-year-old lorry driver from Northern Ireland has appeared in court charged with the manslaughter of 39 people. Their bodies were found in a refrigerated trailer last Wednesday in Essex. DNA tests are being carried out to help identify the victims. The accused has been remanded in custody until his next court appearance on the 25th of November. The Prime Minister, who signed a book of condolence, says the world was shocked by the tragedy and the government will do everything in its power to bring the perpetrators to justice. World leaders are calling for increased vigilance following the death of Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. His compound in northwestern Syria was obliterated by US special forces during a raid over the weekend. President Trump says Baghdadi killed himself by detonating a suicide vest after trying to escape through a dead-end tunnel.
We captured a man that should have been caught a long time ago. Unfortunately, he wasn't. He's done tremendous damage. But it was an amazing display of intelligence and military power and coordination and getting along with people. Lots of great things happened. So that was a big, big day and a big weekend, and we're very happy about it. The question was, am I considering releasing video footage of the raid? And we may take certain parts of it and release it, yes.
Almost 200,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes as wildfires continue to burn through California. Firefighters have been struggling to contain more than a dozen major blazes, which are being fanned by fierce winds and hot, dry conditions. Around 400 buildings have been damaged or destroyed, prompting the governor to declare a state of emergency. The biggest blackouts in the state's history have left 1 million people without electricity as power companies try to prevent damaged cables from triggering new fires.
Make sure, if you have the evacuation notice and you're listening to me right now and you're still in your home, leave. Leave your home. We've seen fires and tragedies where people have believed they could stay in place, where they thought they could fight the fire, be a hero themselves, take out their garden hose. Do not do that. The only thing you cannot replace is you and your family.
I also want to echo the message, if you're in the mandatory evacuation zone and you're still there watching this, you're an idiot. Get the hell out.
The Central African Republic is appealing for national and international help following severe floods. Almost 30,000 people have been made homeless since the river Ubangui burst its banks almost 2 weeks ago. Ongoing heavy rains are exacerbating the crisis. Protesters in Iraq are ignoring a curfew, triggering a 4th day of violence. Tear gas was fired as thousands of demonstrators marched over corruption, a lack of jobs and poor services in the country. It follows a bloody weekend crackdown. At least 74 Iraqis were killed and hundreds injured as protesters clashed with security forces and militia groups on Friday and Saturday. Argentina has a new president after the centre-left opposition candidate Alberto Fernandez won the general election. Huge crowds gathered outside his election headquarters to celebrate the result. He beat Conservative incumbent Mauricio Macri in a vote that was dominated by economic concerns that has left 1/3 of the population in poverty. And finally, President Trump appeared surprised by the crowd's reaction when he was introduced at the 5th game of the Baseball World Series. He was booed as he appeared on video screens inside the stadium, and chants of "lock him up" were heard, a phrase that's sometimes used at his political rallies, directed at his former presidential election rival, Hillary Clinton. President Trump seemed to take it in his stride and had no choice but to grin and bear it. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Thanks, Simon. Still ahead on the news at 10, Aqua United unveils 15 players with former Golden Eaglet coach John Obu as manager. Just a few days to the start of the Premier League season. We'll have more in sports news. Please join us again.